It begins in silence, with the skin of a grape kissed by the sun, waiting for its destiny. For over 8,000 years, humans have crushed these tiny fruits, not for survival but for something else, something spiritual, luxurious, intoxicating. This is the secret life of wine. Wine is not just a drink, it's a ritual, a symbol of celebration, sophistication, and sometimes scandal. But have you ever wondered how it actually goes from vine to bottle? Because behind every sip of Merlot or Chardonnay lies a bizarre journey through fermentation tanks, chemistry, ancient history, and even global conspiracies. Let's uncork the truth. Grapes are everything. The flavor, the sugar, the acidity. It all starts in the vineyard. Wine grapes aren't your average grocery store grapes. They're smaller, juicier, and way more dramatic. The process begins with terroir, a French word that means the land's vibe. Yes, vibe. The soil, the air, the sun, and even the nearby plants affect the grape's personality. A Cabernet grown in France tastes different from one in California, even if it's the same grape. Harvesting usually happens late summer or early fall. The grapes must be picked at just the right moment. Too early, and the wine will be bitter. Too late, and it's sugar overload. Some vineyards still pick by hand. Others use machines that look like futuristic grape vacuums. And yes, every grape gets crushed. But no, we're not stomping them barefoot like in old movies. Well, unless it's a festival. This is where the magic or madness begins. Step 1, crushing and destemming. Machines separate the stems and gently crush the grapes to release the juice. For red wine, the skins stay in. For white wine, they're taken out. Then comes fermentation. Yeast is added to the juice, sometimes wild, sometimes cultivated. The yeast eats the sugar and poops out alcohol. Yes, wine is basically fancy yeast poop. Temps are controlled, tanks are monitored, and some winemakers even use stainless steel for cleaner taste or oak barrels for that cozy vanilla flavour. This can take days or weeks. Then it rests, ages, evolves. Think of it like wine meditation. After fermentation, wine is filtered, clarified, and sometimes blended with other wines to achieve balance. Some wines are aged in barrels. French oak, American oak, Hungarian oak, because yes, the type of tree matters. If you're enjoying this journey from grape to goblet, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about wine and beyond. Once ready, it's bottled, corked or screw-capped and labelled with poetic words like earthy nose, velvety texture and notes of blackberry and regret. The earliest evidence of winemaking goes back to Georgia, the country, not the US. Around 6000 BCE, the Egyptians drank wine in ceremonies. The Greeks made gods for it. The Romans industrialized it. During Prohibition in the US, people secretly bought grape juice bricks with printed warnings like, "Do not add water and store in a dark place, or it might turn into wine." Genius, really. Even monks in medieval France were expert winemakers. Turns out divine inspiration pairs well with a Pinot. Red wine has antioxidants, but don't get too excited. You'd need to drink several bottles to get real health benefits. Not recommended, honestly. The most expensive wine ever sold? A 1945 Romani Conti Burgundy for $558,000. There are people whose job is literally to smell wine all day. They're called noses. Grapes are, well, one of the most pesticide-heavy crops. Organic wine is trending hard because of it. Wine fraud is real. Some collectors have spent millions on fake vintage bottles filled with garbage juice. In moderation, red wine may help with heart health, thanks to resveratrol. But too much? Well, you're looking at liver damage, dehydration, poor sleep, and an increased risk of cancer. Oh, and clean wine is mostly just a marketing gimmick. All wine is filtered. No added sugar just means the yeast did its job. Don't believe the hype. Read the label. Italy, France and Spain are the world's top producers. The United States drinks the most overall, but per person, Portugal wins. Cheers to them. Top wine brands: Gallo from the United States, massive production; Yellowtail from Australia, an affordable favourite; Moet Hennessy from France, luxury baby; Barefoot from the United States, cheap and cheerful. And yes, wine influencers are a thing now. Gen Z drinks less wine than millennials or boomers. Why? Well, they're more health conscious. Wine is expensive. They prefer cocktails, craft beer, or just vibing sober. But wineries are fighting back with canned wine, wine slushes, and social media sommelier content. Will Gen Z revive wine culture or leave it in the cellar? From the soil beneath our feet to the glass in our hand, wine tells a story of land, labour, and time. It's alive. It ages. It's a bottled time machine. Next time you sip, ask yourself, whose hands touched this grape? What land grew it? What secrets swirl in this glass? Because in the end, wine isn't just made, and it's born, and its story is still fermenting.